Happy Testicle Tuesday. This Schizo Jits here with talking some MMA a little bit. We got UFC March 6th card. A couple fights have been announced. We have, I'm not sure if it's what's the main event on that, because you got Henry Cejudo challenging for Aljamain's bantamweight title 135. That's March 6th. Finally actually got a date and announced, or May 6th, I mean. And we have also Beneil Dariush versus Charles Oliveira, basically a number one contender fight announced, which I have some opinions on. Like, I kind of feel like after this fight with Islam just had with Volkanovski, everyone was pretty much just like, oh, he looks human, he's not as good as Khabib, he's this, he's that. But I don't see anyone calling him out. Like right now, Beneil Dariush is already on an 8-fight win streak. Charles Oliveira just lost to Islam after he had a nice little reign, but why would Beneil, like, I would have already been calling him out. Dustin Poirier, all these guys, they should be calling him out to get that title shot. Because Islam's even talking, well, if Beneil beats Charles Oliveira, then most likely that's the fight to make. Well, that's a few months away. So why not Beneil just say, like, you know what, I've already done enough. I want the title shot. He has a style that probably could give Islam Makhachev. He has a style to give him problems, in my opinion, because he has good wrestling defense. He has great jiu-jitsu, nice Rafael Cordero stand-up, you know what I'm saying, Muay Thai. So, I mean, a lot of power, explosive, real tricky on the ground and the feet. On the feet, I would say he's definitely a better striker than Islam. Well, it remains to be seen, you know, on the ground what would happen there. But he definitely, if, you know, MMA math doesn't work or whatever, but Volkanovski being the smaller guy, lighter guy coming up and being able to get out of certain situations with Islam, not really put Islam in danger on the ground, but Beneil has he has that skill set where he could do that. So I'm just kind of like, you know, like, it's a good fight, obviously. Who would want to see Charles Oliveira and Beneil Dariush? That's a good fight, but I'm just questioning the timing. Like right now, Islam does not have an opponent, so why would you sit? Now you got to fight again. You just won 8 straight. And honestly, I don't really want to see Charles Oliveira and Islam right away. Like, if Charles Oliveira wins that fight, that means he's getting that next title fight again. I want to see some new challenges for Islam. You know what I mean? If he is going to stay, because now they're talking about retirement, you know, like Khabib and their family wishes. Same thing kind of going for Islam. His mom saying that he wants them to retire. He wants the belt, this and that. So hopefully that doesn't happen for sure. But I just don't understand why at this point guys aren't calling him out. I mean, I understand he's a beast and all that, but if you actually see, like, he looks human, it's winnable, this might be that time to get him, you know, like, until he's going to keep getting better if he stays around the game. And he's already a beast. So he already pound number 2, number 1, whatever. It's arguable. He's definitely right there. And that's the best in the UFC. So, like, if I was Beneil, Dustin Poirier, like, right now he doesn't have an opponent. That's a money fight because you'll be a title. I mean, I know he always wants. It seems like he wants to wait for money fights, but maybe Nate Diaz if he comes back. But I mean, honestly, like, Poirier could put his name in the hat right now and just saying, "Give me that fight. I want this guy. I could beat him. I could do this. I could do that." So I don't understand. That's a money fight because it's a title fight. You'll get pay-per-view points, and then if you win, you're the champ. And I actually think Dustin, after seeing what Volkanovski did, I mean, Dustin might not be able to stop the takedowns as much, but definitely has heavier hands, you know, more combos. I mean, better on the feet as far as boxing-wise. Maybe not as explosive, obviously, as Volk, but he could definitely, power in both hands, he could definitely do some damage to Islam, and his jiu-jitsu is decent. So, I mean, just really work the wrestling, the takedowns. I mean, I think he matches it well. I just don't understand why nobody's calling him out, you know? So, you know, I don't know. That's my opinion on that. So we got that. My bad. That's May 6th. And then you got Cejudo and Aljamain. Finally, they made that date. It's kind of been speculation it was going to happen. It's not. So we got that squared away too, which is good because we need that, you know, because now O'Malley, by the time, if he waits for another fight, though, that would be like end of the year, maybe like a December, you know, card, or who knows, October, depending on how that fight goes. But if Sean O'Malley waits that long, it'll be basically over a year since he fights. So I don't know if he's going to take another fight before that. I mean, you got a lot of hungry guys coming up, Cheeto Vera, a lot of guys. So there's a lot of matchups for O'Malley and for in that division. That division is hot right now. So you got Rob Miraz. So that was another good one. I mean, but they're teammates, him and Aljo. But I mean, that might be a fight that, yeah, I'm not even sure. Peter Yan's still there. I mean, there's so many names there still. A lot of good guys. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Cejudo could get his title back. Because if he can get his title back, then he really can pursue the quad champ or C4. You know, he could be, instead of triple champ and all that, triple C, he could be C4. And I mean, I don't know how he does against Volk now, but I mean, he's saying he still wants that fight. So that means if Volkanovski even stays at 145. So I mean, he looked great at 55. I think he gives a lot of guys problems there, even he's shorter or whatever stature, but just his skill set, his power, explosiveness, his cardio, really next level. So that would be interesting. But a lot of stuff going on. You got Conor and Tough. You know, there's rumors that he kicked out like 3 guys that were supposed to be on the show for his guys, but then he came out in the tweet said that's bullshit. Like he wouldn't do that. He'd barely get in the game himself. So there's no way he did that. That it was just like bullshit talk. So who knows? I mean, I don't know. I don't really picture Conor going in there trying to, unless it was already in the contract. Like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come and coach, but I want to bring a couple guys with me that are fighters, young up and comers. If that, I can see that, but I can't see him like just getting in there like, get him out of here, everybody out, or like just talking shit and getting people thrown out. I can't picture him doing that. I mean, of course he is fucking bigger than the UFC kind of in a lot of ways, just as far as the star power, but it's like I don't think he has that kind of pull anymore. Like he's gonna go in there just like pointing fingers and calling shots. I don't think he's gonna do that, because he's there. He's gonna be professional as far as coaching and doing all that. Yeah, he'll talk a lot of shit and do all that. That's just extra, but he's not going to sit there and just dictate everything. I don't think. I think that would have to be in the contract beforehand, because it would just come off as you're just, being a little bitch, So I don't think he would do that, But I mean, I don't know. So it's going to be interesting. Him and Chandler. I think there's rumors they're going to fight at 170, I think. I can't remember. I might have heard, I think it might actually be 55. And I know Chandler was upset about the weight, either 170 or 155. I can't remember which one he wanted, but can imagine he was thinking 170. So I don't know if Conor, how big he's got, how much he actually walks around at right now. He's got to put on a lot of muscle. So is he going to be at 170 or 155? This is why I think more weight classes, 165, whatever. Especially for these guys who have blown up like Conor, to have them just kill himself back to make down to 55 if that's what he wants to do. Because you have more options, like even if you're working your way back down. Which brings you to like Tatiana Suarez coming back this weekend. And she's flyweight 125. But I think her ultimate goal is to get back down to 115. So she's fighting Montana De La Rosa. And that's going to be a crazy fight. I mean, it's a good test for her to come back. De La Rosa's tricky, a little everywhere, good ground game. But, like Tatiana's like a Khabib, like a female Khabib right there. And she takes girls down and just ragdolls them and out-wrestles them. Olympic caliber wrestling, probably the highest level wrestler I think we've had as far as just her style and just her pedigree. But now it'd be interesting to see her and Erin Blanchfield, because that fight last week, the show she put on this last event when she tapped out, she submitted rear naked choke, Jessica Andrade, second round. That was a very impressive fight, because I was like, damn, like this girl's only 23, came in there, cauliflower ears up, like you could tell, okay, she grappled. But really, even on the feet, she was kind of bringing it to Andrade, showing no fear, landing a lot of good shots, was able to eat some of her good shots because, everyone knows Andrade has power. So she looked like, when she fought her last fight, she looked fucking amazing. This was short notice for her. So, I mean, that could have something to do with they have to cut weight twice. She looked a little bit not as ripped as she did in her last fight, when she looked amazing, like almost a flawless victory. But this time, Blanchfield had her number, took her down, and pretty much tapped her pretty quick, got her back, rear naked choke. So, I mean, that's another interesting matchup to see against, for Valentina Shevchenko, because she had a lot of problems with Thiago Santos, which a lot of people thought, including myself, I thought Santos won 3 rounds of 2, but she had that huge hematoma that was caused by a headbutt, and judges see that. They see damage, and she's a champion. So, of course, Valentina finished strong in that fight the last couple rounds, but it's still an interesting rematch in the future if that ever happens. But Blanchfield's another one of those fighters who might be able to take it to the ground and do all that and do a lot of work and damage on Valentina. If we've seen that Santos kind of put a blueprint a little bit, how maybe to beat her. And you got Tatiana Suarez too. If she comes back and looks great or stays in that division, she's a problem for everybody just because of her wrestling. So that's another interesting. I'm excited to see that fight this weekend. That's on the Nikita Krylov and Ryan Spann card. That's at the Apex. That's gonna be crazy. This Saturday, another good fight. I mean, Spann looked crazy after coming off that amazing freaking knockout win on Dominic Reyes at a light heavyweight, and that was when he just knocked him out cold and looked amazing. So that fight's gonna be fireworks. Krylov just fought. He just had a war 3 rounds. I can't remember if he won that fight. Pretty sure he did. I have to go back and look at that one because that was a good fight too. When he fought, who the fuck he fight? Ozdemir, right? Or Ozdemir? Ozdemir, yeah. Volkan, right? He fought Volkan. Yeah, I think that was crazy. I remember it was a crazy fight. Like Volkan came off on crazy at the beginning, landed some bombs, and Krylov came back. I don't even know who won. I'm pretty sure he won because usually match up winners are winners. But yeah, see right here, they'll probably show it right here. His last fight. View fight history. I'm on the UFC website. Yeah, it was Amir Krylov and 3 rounds. Oh, he did get a unanimous decision on that one, yeah. But that was a really good fight, I remember, because I remember the first round, fucking Ozdemir looked great and put him in danger and like rocked him. But Krylov was able to come back and finish the fight strong and win that. But then, like I said, Ryan Spann, when he just knocked out Dom Reyes, that was fucking like a sick ass knockout. Like he was out cold type of knockout. So that was 4 in a row for Reyes, which I felt it was really bad, hard to see that. So hopefully he comes back. But yeah, it's just a little quickie right here. But talking about a couple things. But yeah, so all I got on this Testicle Tuesday, or is it Taco Tuesday? Titty Tuesday? I don't know. All right. See you next time.